Hi, I hope you all are well. I'm also fine. Today I gave me what I take a challenge that today I will make four contents, and this is my last number four contents for today. You know that 2 days ago I bought a new books. Its name is The Diary of a Wimpy Kids. It's for children, but I bought for books for learning English, and it's about 198 pages. It's almost 2000. Oh, sorry, 200. But I already read 15 pages. Already I read one fourth. So in this video, I'm just try to speak, try to read out and loud and out. It's called loud and out or out and loud. This book. So for improve my English, it's one kind of practice. It will I will be fearless and shyness, and our my pronunciations will be good, I hope, if I do that. That's why I'm just reading books out and loud. So I tried not to let it bother me too much. Thought I have never been allowed to go to the Crossland haunted house before, and I wasn't going to let Rowley run it for me. Rodriguez has told me all about it, and I have been looking forward to this for about 3 years. Anyway, when we got the entrance, I started having second thoughts about going in. Good evening. But mom seems like she was in hurry to get this over with, and she moved as along. Once we were toward the gate, it was one scare after another. There were vampires jumping out at you and people without heads and all sorts of crazy stuff. But the worst part was this area called Chinshaw Alley. There was this big guy in hockey marks, and he had a real chainsaw. Rogers told me the chainsaw has a rubber blade, but I wasn't tucking my chains. Right when it locked its chainsaw was going to catch us, Mom stopped in the bin and bailed out. That's not nice. I am sorry, man. Mom made the chainsaw show us where the exit was, and that was the end of our haunted house experience right there. I guess it was a little embarrassing when mom did that, but I am willing to let it go this one time. Of reading these books, it's uh, interesting part is it's I know 99% vocabularies, every word I know, and I whenever I read this book and I can understand everything. I think there's a biggest what biggest chance biggest interesting subject. And next Saturday, the Crossland Haunted House really got me thinking. Those guys were charging $5 a pop, and the line started halfway around the school. I decided to make a haunted house of my own. Actually, I had to bring Rowley in on the deal because Mom would not let me convert our first floor into a fallout haunted mansion. I know Rowley's dad wouldn't be crazy about the idea either, so we decided to build the haunted house in his basement and just not to mention it, his parents, me and Rowley spent most of the day coming up with sorry awesome plan for our haunted house. Here was a final plan, all of schemes like a blood, bottomless pit, kind fee, Alex. Okay, I don't mean to bark anything. But what we come up with was way better than the Crossland High School haunted house. We realized we are gonna need to get the word out that we were doing this thing. So we got some paper and made up a bunch of flyers. I will admit maybe stress the truth a little in our advertisement, but we had to make sure people actually show up. Haunted house with lip sharks. 22 Surrey stays admissions 15%. By the time we finished putting the flies up around the neighborhood and got back to Rayleigh's basement, it was already 2:30 and we had not even started putting the actual haunted house together yet. So we had to cut some corners from our original plan. When 30 rode around, we looked outside to see if anyone had shown up, and see enough there were about 20 neighborhood kids waiting in line outside Rayleigh's basement. Now I know our flight side admissions was 50 cents, but I could see that we had a chance to make a killing here. So I told the kids that admission was $2 and the 50 cents thing was just a typo. The first kid to cut up his $2 was Shang Sheila. He paid his money and we let him inside, and me Rollis took positions in the Hall of Skirms. The Hall of Skirms was basically a bed with me a Rollis either side of it. I guess maybe we made the Hall of Screams a little too scary because halfway thought Shanks curled up in a ball underneath the bale. We tried to get him to scroll out from under there, but he would not burst. I started thinking about all the money we were losing, the kids closing up the hall of screams, and I know we had to get him out of there quick. Eventually, Rolly's dad came downstream. At the first, I was happy to see him because I thought he could help us drag Shank out from under the bed and get out onto your house training again. Rain's dad wasn't really in helpful mode. Riley's dad wanted to know what we are doing, and Shane Sheila was curled up under the bed. We told him that basement was a haunted house, and Shane Sheila actually paid for us to do this to him, but Riley's dad didn't believe us. That was the little scenario of this book. So That's all for today. I try to speak loud for improving my out and loud for improving my English skill. That's all for today. See you again in the next video. Allah Hafiz.